Hi women, this is week 11 of Moon Circle 2015, and we have moved into a study and practice of the goddess Lakshmi, sweet goddess of abundance, of love, of sustainability and vitality. And so to begin, go ahead and just make sure you're not going to be interrupted, that you're in a comfortable, quiet place. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable and just take a few breaths into your body to become present, to ground. Feel your body resting on the earth, having the sense that you are held by the earth, that you're cradled by the earth beneath you. And let your next exhale drop all the way down, deep down into the center of the earth, down to the very source of nourishment and sustaining power that holds you steady and alive each day. And now start to locate your breath at the center of your heart. Just letting your breath pulse there for a few moments. Just having awareness of your heart, of the center of your heart. And now imagine at the center of your heart a blossoming flower, a lily or a lotus or a rose. Maybe it's white or a soft pink. And see that it is fresh and lit with dew. And with each inhale, imagine the petals of the leaves stretching a little bit, opening a little bit, as if quivering with the vibrancy, the vitality of your own life force, your own breath. And now keeping an awareness of that image of the flower right at your heart. As you breathe in, breathe up from the earth through the channel of your spine, from the base of your body, up through the channel of your spine, through your heart. Let your breath pass through that opening flower. And then let it continue up through the rest of your body, through the crown of your head. And then from that flower source, let it emerge up and out like a fountain around you, a fountain of golden light, like a whale spout. With your exhale, let the fountain of golden light fall upon you and around you. And just do that a few times, breathing in. Raise your breath up through your heart, up through the blossoming flower, brightening the flower. And as you breathe out, let the breath continue up and out like a fountain of golden light, showering you with radiance, showering your world around you with radiance. And as you breathe in this way, consider inviting into that golden shower any part of you that feels small or contracted or tired or not enough. Anywhere there's a sense of lacking in the grace or abundance. Anywhere there's discouragement or sorrow. Just invite those parts into the sphere of this golden light, this soft golden light from your heart flower. And consider that you're not bringing it in to necessarily change it in any way, to fix it or make it better, but perhaps just to soothe it or let it be seen. Just complete your breath, 1 or 2 more breaths in this way. And then gently release. So you're invited to actually continue meditating with this image through the course of this month. And we'll actually be working with the goddess Lakshmi energy in a more specific way. As in, we'll be focusing in one area of our lives and just directing our practices towards that. So some of the practices may be repeated, like this meditation and our chants. And they'll be that way with the intent to just really hone in one particular area. So I'm going to tell a little bit about the goddess Lakshmi as a way of introducing how this energy appears to us and kind of what we can do to encourage and cultivate that energy in our lives. So the story that's actually, it's more elaborately told in your books. One of the stories of the goddess Lakshmi is of her actually being shunned by one of the minor gods. And because Lakshmi is a goddess who doesn't get angry or agitated when she's displeased, she'll just disappear. She just walks away. And with her goes all the joy and brightness and succulence of life, of the sustained world. So, because Lakshmi is the divine counterpart of Vishnu, who is the god of the sustainer god, so he's kind of the second in that trio of the divine masculine energies. And as the sustainer, he needs his goddess, his Shakti, Lakshmi, to be the agent, to be the doer, the energy of sustaining, of vitality and nourishment in the world. So without her, he's really inert. He's really just he's a latent figurehead, really, of the deities. So in this story, one of the minor gods is gifted a garland from a sage, and he says that it's from the goddess and from the great auspicious one, Shri. And this minor god, Indra, is, acknowledges it, but is very careless about it and tosses the garland aside onto the elephant that he's riding. And the sage who gives this to Indra sees this as a great disservice or a great insult to the goddess of abundance, and says as such that where she's not appreciated, she doesn't stick around. And she immediately leaves all the worlds, and the rivers dry up, and the flowers stop blooming, and the crops stop growing, and people don't get along anymore. There's no harmony among the worlds. And so the deities and the minor gods are really, become very aware that this is this has occurred and are troubled and go to the god Vishnu to bring him to ask him for aid. And he sees that what's occurred is the goddess Lakshmi has withdrawn from the world and she has re-immersed herself back in the great cosmic ocean. And so he gathers many of the minor gods and deities and goes to the banks of the great cosmic ocean where all of potentiality dwells, where all of Shakti dwells when it's not in form. And they devise this plan to churn the waters until she emerges, because it isn't, it's not just on a whim that she'll return. It takes intention and will and the disciplined practice of us really to call her back once she's been discarded. So they devise this setup to churn the waters, and they churn and churn and churn, and all these gifts of the universe actually emerge out of the churning waters. And then finally, the goddess Lakshmi emerges as well, returns as well, and rejoins her divine counterpart Vishnu. And from that, an era of peace and prosperity begins, and well-being and peace return to the many worlds. So what the story shows is it's not Lakshmi is not just about the abundance in the material sense, or of like having things, although that is a component. It can be a component. She's also the goddess of sustainability, of like life-sustaining energy, of the energy that nourishes and brings the vital essence into the world. So springtime is a really valuable time to be in the practice of Lakshmi. She's the preserver of life. She's also carries with her a sense of rightness or dignity, or like truthfulness and integrity. She's a goddess of peacetime, of vitality. She brings with her a sense of ease and contentment. And she amounts to like anything that we hold value to in life. So anything that we place a value on holds for us a quality or the essence of this goddess.